Colorado isn't just mountains. That's like calling a smartphone rectangle. Technically true, but also painfully unhelpful. Because Colorado has places that look like the planet glitched for a second, where your camera starts acting brand new. Your legs start negotiating with gravity, and your brain keeps whispering, "No way, this is real." And here's the funny part. Most visitors still leave with the same 2 photos, the same 2 stories, and the same, "Yeah, it was nice" review. Because they never get past the obvious. They stay in the safe lane. They do Colorado on easy mode. Meanwhile, the real jaw-droppers are sitting there like, "Cool, we'll just keep being incredible without you." Welcome back to the channel. If you love travel that actually surprises you, hidden gems, wild landscapes, and those "why didn't anyone tell me" moments, you're in the right place. Today, we're counting down the 5 wonders of Colorado, 5 spots so unreal they feel like they were designed to humble your expectations. And I'm warning you now, the list is stacked on purpose. Each reveal gets bigger, stranger, and more unforgettable. Because number 1 is the kind of place that turns people into hikers for no logical reason. Stick around to the end, because if you click off early, you will miss the final reveal that makes Colorado stop being beautiful and start being, "Okay, this state is showing off." Now hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's dive into the 5 wonders of Colorado. Number 5 is Durango, a town that proudly calls itself the Old West that still moves. And they're not kidding. This isn't some historical reenactment park. It's the real deal. The heart and soul of Durango is the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, a historic steam train that's been running on these same tracks since 1882. Imagine hearing that whistle blow, seeing the steam puff into the crisp mountain air, and knowing you're about to ride a piece of living history through the rugged San Juan Mountains. It's not just a train ride, it's a time machine. The sound, the smell of coal and steam, the unbelievable canyon views, it's a sensory overload in the best possible way. But Durango is more than just its famous train. This town has what I call a base camp vibe. It's the perfect launchpad for every kind of adventure. You've got world-class mountain biking trails that start right on the edge of town, the Animas River flowing right through the middle for rafting and fishing, and countless day trips into the surrounding wilderness. After a day of exploring, you come back to a downtown that looks like it has stories etched into every brick. The historic hotels, the old-timey saloons, the general stores, it all feels authentic because it is. Durango doesn't just do history, it wears it like a comfortable, well-worn leather jacket. It's a place where you can feel the spirit of cowboys and miners, then grab a craft beer at a modern brewery. It's that perfect blend of rugged and refined that makes it a true Colorado gem. But hold on, because our next stop takes us from the Old West to a time so ancient, it makes you feel like time itself is a glitch. We're heading to a wonder where people didn't just live near the mountains, they lived inside the cliffs. At number 4, we have the Mesa Verde area, home to the absolutely mind-bending Mesa Verde National Park. This isn't just a park, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is code for globally important, and you need to see this. For over 700 years, the ancestral Pueblo people built and lived in a thriving community here, before mysteriously leaving in the late 1200s. And when I say they built a community, I don't mean a few huts. We're talking about hundreds of intricate cliff dwellings and thousands of archaeological sites. You're walking through an ancient American city carved directly into the rock. The star of the show is Cliff Palace, the largest cliff dwelling in North America. When you first see it, tucked perfectly under a massive sandstone overhang, your brain short-circuits. How did they do this? How did they build these multi-story structures with such precision, hundreds of feet up a sheer cliff face? You can take a ranger-led tour and actually climb the ladders into these ancient homes, look out from their windows, and feel the history in the stone. It's one thing to see it in a picture, it's another thing entirely to stand there, sheltered by the same rock that sheltered a civilization 1,000 years ago. I won't over-explain it, because the real magic is in the discovery. Wait until you see for yourself how they masterfully integrated their homes with the landscape. It's a place that rewires your brain and connects you to a deep, powerful American story. And just when you think you've figured out Colorado's landscape, it pulls the ultimate plot twist. Next up, we're going to a desert that's somehow been dropped right in the middle of the mountains. Our number 3 wonder takes us to the San Luis Valley and the town of Alamosa, the gateway to a true geological glitch, Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve. The best way to describe this place is to imagine someone took a giant scoop of the Sahara Desert and just poured it out at the foot of the snow-capped Sangre de Cristo Mountains. It makes no sense, and that's why it's so spectacular. These aren't just any sand dunes. They are the tallest sand dunes in North America. The highest one, Star Dune, rises over 750 feet from the valley floor. Walking on these dunes is like being on another planet. The scale is impossible to capture on camera. You'll see people sandboarding and sledding down the slopes, their laughter echoing in the vast, quiet space. The wind constantly reshapes the dunes, so the landscape is never the same twice. But the real show starts when the sun goes down. Great Sand Dunes is an international dark sky park, meaning the stargazing here is off the charts incredible. As the last light fades, the sky explodes with more stars than you've ever seen. The Milky Way stretches from horizon to horizon, a celestial highway. Seeing the sharp, dark silhouette of the dunes against a glittering cosmos is a core memory waiting to happen. It's a place of stark contrasts: sand and snow, day and night, silence and wind. It's a Colorado wonder that truly feels like a beautiful mistake of nature. From a desert glitch, we are now heading to number 2, the fancy ski town that feels less like a resort and more like a scene from an epic fantasy movie. Number 2, Telluride. Yes, it's known as a luxury ski town, but the real star here isn't the price tag. It's the ridiculously, almost unfairly beautiful setting. Telluride is tucked away in a remote box canyon, surrounded on 3 sides by towering 130,000-foot peaks. The town itself ends, and then the valley just stops, capped by the stunning Bridal Veil Falls, the tallest free-falling waterfall in Colorado. The feeling of being completely enveloped by these colossal mountains is awe-inspiring. One of the coolest things about Telluride is the free gondola. It's not just a ride. It is a public transit system connecting the historic town of Telluride with the modern mountain village up on the slopes. You just hop on and get a 13-minute scenic tour that will leave your jaw on the floor. As you ascend, the entire valley unfolds below you, revealing the charming Victorian-era buildings of the town and the sheer grandeur of the canyon walls. It's both incredibly practical and one of the most scenic commutes in the world. Telluride is what happens when nature decides to show off its most dramatic work, and humans are bold enough to build a town right in the middle of it anyway. The whole place feels like a perfectly crafted movie set, except it's 100% real. And that brings us to our number 1 spot, the grand finale, Colorado's Mick Drop View, the one everyone recognizes, even if they don't know its name. And here it is, the number 1 wonder of Colorado, the Maroon Bells. Located just outside of Aspen, the Maroon Bells are 2 iconic, bell-shaped peaks that are quite possibly the most photographed mountains in all of North America. And for good reason. The classic shot, the one you've probably seen on 1,000 postcards and screensavers, is taken from the edge of Maroon Lake. On a calm morning, the peaks are perfectly reflected in the crystal-clear water, creating a mirror image of such perfect symmetry it almost looks fake. It's Colorado's ultimate wallpaper come to life. But what the photos don't tell you is the feeling of being there. The air is different. The silence is profound, broken only by the rustle of aspen leaves or the call of a bird. You stand there, looking at this scene, and you understand why people are so passionate about protecting wild places. This is the place that inspires non-hikers to suddenly start hiking, just to get that photo, just to be a part of that breathtaking view. Access is limited to preserve its beauty, which makes the experience even more special. It's a pilgrimage for nature lovers and photographers. Standing at the edge of that lake, watching the first light hit those wine-colored peaks, is a moment of pure, unfiltered wonder. It's the perfect finale to our journey through Colorado's most incredible sights. If you only watch one reveal in this video twice, it should be this one. So there you have it, from historic trains and cliff cities to sand dunes and cinematic mountain towns. Which of these 5 wonders is at the top of your travel list? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.